Okay, I'm Shay McGrath and I'm in 7th grade and I came in 2nd.
I'm Melena Seymour. I'm in 7th grade and I was new last year.
My name's John Valverde. I'm in 8th grade and I came in junior kindergarten.
And my name's Jana Wadla. I'm in 8th grade and I came here in 6th grade. Okay, it's a hard question for me, but I would have to say maybe my favorite thing would be the choices of electives, because there are just so many of them. At a lot of schools, you have the option of one elective, and that could be a music, an art, a foreign language, a sport. But here you can get all of those simultaneously, and the foreign language is considered part of your academic subjects. Your art elective changes per trimester. You have one music elective, which lasts throughout the entire year, and a PE elective, which is a sport representing Parker for 7th and 8th grade, and that meets the practices are during the school day, and then games are after school. So just the choices that we have.
Mine would be, and you'll hear me say this a lot, and probably all of us say this, the sense of family at Parker is insane. I mean, whether you're new, like a new kid, like you're coming in, you're from the lower school, no matter your gender, your race, your sexuality, no matter what, everybody is accepted, which is what I find super cool, and it's definitely my favorite part because, I mean, I can walk down the hallway and talk to like a 6th grader and like give a 6th grader a piggyback ride, and I can talk to a senior the next conversation, and in that conversation there'll be, like someone from the lower school, there will meet, there'll be a senior and we're all talking about something. So I find, and this is no joke, like these things have happened, so I find the sense of family very cool, and I feel like it's something that's very unique to Parker because I don't know how many other schools you'll find that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with both of you. Those are amazing things about Parker. I think one of my favorite things is how accepting they are with your learning style and like where your placement is. Especially in math, I think they really take into consideration how advanced you are and how you're doing and how much help you need. And like with language, you'll get placed in your specific area. So it's not like you're in the class and you're learning extremely easy things and you know everything. And it's also not like, oh my God, I have no idea what the heck is going on. So it's really they help you personally find a balance in between a challenging and incredibly easy. So I love how aware the teachers are about that.
Okay, my favorite thing is probably the teachers, because I think that like you can go into a teacher's classroom after school and get help, like I have had to do with math a couple times, but and also I've never had a bad experience with a teacher at Parker before. I mean, that sounds kind of cheesy, like what John says.
But it's true,
But it's true though. Like I've never kind of been angry or whatever as I walk out of a classroom. I'm always like, okay, well now I get that, I understand that better, or oh, that topic makes sense. But yeah, teachers are always available, and then also the lunch is really good too.
Oh yeah, the lunch is really good.
I think that's all. We all like that.
Some people, myself included a little bit, I was never shy, but stage fright was an issue for me a little bit. Public speaking, but then as you go on, there's a lot of presentation opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities for public speaking and speech giving. So just with that, it just helps to boost your self-confidence and to just give you a better sense of how to approach those things.
I would say, just adding on to it, I would say that in terms of self-confidence, I never was really known for being the most egotistical or self-confident. I'd always try and understand that I think it's true that none of us are truly the best, because you can always be better and be nicer and be, happier and be whatnot. But in terms of, everybody has a bad day, exactly. But since it's the family and community side of Parker, I mean, I've had a bad day before, and I've cried at school before, but one of my 9th grader when I was in 7th grade came up and just hugged me and talked to me. So that helped boost my self-confidence, and I was like, wow, there are people out there who maybe don't know me super well, however they're there for me, and I need to believe in myself because I know I can be better type of deal. So it's very empowering knowing that you have people there for you.
Well, I think So there are a lot of people that come in usually at first year Parker and lower school. And then there are a lot of people who come new in 6th grade. Like last year I couldn't tell who was new or not because everybody was so like, everybody knew each other after just a week. So I was like, oh my god, who's new? But yeah, it was really great.
Just to give you numbers to add on to what Melina said, we have about 65 students that come from the lower school, and we add another 35 to that in 6th grade, and then we add another 22 in 7th grade.
In 7th grade, you typically have about 25 to 30 minutes of homework per class a night. So the thing is that teachers probably almost every class period I get time in class to do homework, like to start your homework assignment for that night. So say in math class after we finish our guided notes, then we get to do homework. So if you're, it's not that much homework. So if you have good time management skills, then you can get it done really easily, and you have time to do whatever at home. And yeah, if you pay attention in class and if you use your class time wisely too, then it's not that much.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the teachers are really aware that students have a lot to do, especially with sports games and clubs and competitions. So they're really, they give you a little bit of wiggle room there. If you say, oh, I have this giant soccer tournament tonight, if I can have like an extra day or something. But they're very aware that you have so many classes, so many assignments.
Yeah.
Well, just in 8th grade, what I was going to say is it's for all the grades. At the beginning of the year, they don't just slam you like, I don't know if 20 minutes per class seems like a lot or not a lot, but they do a really, really good job of settling it up. So that's a huge concern for anybody, especially new kids, because they're like, I don't know like how the school exactly works yet. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go, but they settle it in very nicely. So it's not like first night, 20 minutes, every class go.
Yeah.
Obviously, it takes about like a month, I'd say a month and a half, and they start settling it in. And they teach you, they don't just like give you the homework as, someone was saying about time management. They teach you time management skills.
Yeah.
So it isn't that hard to get through. Also, you have advisory to do homework. You have time in class to do homework. So yeah, it's not bad at all.
Going along with the time management thing, for specifically in 8th grade, there's a lot of projects and long-lasting assignments rather than just individual homework nights. So, for instance, we started working on this over the summer, and now it's continued on. In 8th grade, we have a family history project. So we have essays to write in English, vignettes in English, essays and stories in history, which kind of carry on throughout the duration of a couple of weeks. So again, that's also learning time management, just so then we don't procrastinate and then leave it all in one night.
Okay. So in 6th grade, in September, like late September, you go on a trip to Lazy W Ranch, the Ocean Institute, which is kind of east of San Clemente. And so you learn about natural habitats there in different zones, like the riparian zone and stuff. And then it ties in closely with your science program that you're learning at school, obviously. And then the last day you go down to the Ocean Institute itself, and you go on a boat ride, and you like take samples from the bottom of the seafloor, and you analyze all that, and you see how like water comes down from the mountains into the sea. So that's really cool. And then 7th grade.
Yeah. So 7th grade is a little different. We actually go to Catalina Island, and we go to the CIMI camp there, and so we get to do a variety of ocean-related things. We got to snorkel, kayak, and it was really, we did different labs to like plankton and all of that. So it was really, the purpose of it was to have like all of us get to know each other a little better outside of school, and also to learn pretty cool things about the science and things like that.
Do you want to do the 8th grade trips or?
I just talked, so you can do
Okay.
it.
So 8th grade trips. In 8th grade, we get something really special because we actually get to go out of the country. So there's, it's what we call Discovery Week. So in Discovery Week, here at Parker, you can take 3 different languages, which are Spanish, Mandarin, or French. So according to the language that you take, you can go to a different country in April, to kind of enrich your learning experience of that language, because when you mix it in with the culture and you're actively speaking that language in a different place, in a place where that language is widely spoken, then it's overall just a better learning experience, just so then you know, hey, I can do this, I can say this, here's how some people say this. Maybe there's some slang that people use rather than saying like the fancier way of it. So for instance, I take Spanish, so I'm going to Costa Rica in April, and so right now we're just preparing for the trips, learning about what to get offended by, what not to get offended by, what things you could say that might be seen as offensive or not offensive, learning about the culture so then we kind of have a background story of what's going on. So 8th grade, the trip, unlike 6th and 7th grade, which are only like a week long, this is kind of a year-long project ending in kind of ending in the travel itself.